This lesson is all about properly saving your work and developing good file management habits from the get-go. Let's start with how Ableton organizes all your files, and let's learn their proper terminology. Live opens up with an unsaved, untitled set. Anything you do now is going to be stored in a temporary folder that's buried somewhere on your hard drive. So let's save before we get too much done. Ideally, you'll have a dedicated drive for your music projects, but at least make sure to create a folder in the Finder or Explorer to store all of your projects, just like we did a few lessons back. When you save for the first time, Live will create a new folder to contain everything for this project. Thus, the folder it creates is called a project folder. In this project folder, Live will create an assortment of files and folders, depending on what you've been doing, and at its most basic, you'll see an Ableton project info folder and one .als file, which stands for Ableton Live Set. I do recommend that you leave the project info folder alone and don't accidentally save anything in there. If we look across the top of Live, we'll see the name of the currently open set and the name of its containing project folder. And right now, they're going to be the same thing, which is totally normal. So let's say that we want to save a version of our song, which for a lot of reasons is a good idea to do from time to time, in case you want to easily backtrack to a point before you've made certain changes or mistakes. So let's now do a save live set as, and we're going to add v2 for version 2 at the end and save it. It's crucial to save this in the same project folder right now since it is the same song. Now look up top at the names. You can see that something has changed and the other has not. If we save a copy, this allows us to make a backup in the background. Unlike Save As, Live will not open this one up. As you can see across the top, it still says V2. Now, you won't really need to use Save a Copy for this course, but it is good to know about. Okay, so let's say that we want to start working on a new song. It's really important to make sure that we save the new set in the right location. So let's create a new live set and save it. Make sure you don't save it in an existing project folder. Now, it's not the end of the world if you do this, but once you get going with Live, it can cause a lot of inconveniences, especially if you have multiple different songs in one project folder. So let's save it in the folder you created for all of your music production stuff. The option called Collect All and Save is very important. It will copy all audio files used in your current set to a samples folder in the project folder. We'll come back to this one again once you get to creating your own project folder for your course project, but let's look at a project folder for one of my completed compositions. In this folder, we see a number of files and folders. Two of these folders I created myself for keeping everything organized. Bounces is where I keep exported versions of the song as I work on it, and this way I can listen to them anytime without needing to open Live. And Z Old ALS is where I keep old Save As versions to keep things neat and tidy. I added Z to the beginning of the name just so it easily sorts to the bottom of the list. Live created all of these other folders as needed, and when I did a collect all and save. So as long as you are mindful of where you save your files, Live will do a good job keeping things organized for you. And if you develop good habits now, you don't have to worry about where everything is and are much less likely to lose important files. These other two options are very useful once you start using Live regularly, but we're not going to cover them now. So what do we do if you accidentally save a set somewhere that you can't locate and you can't find it in the Finder or you can't find it in the Explorer? So we can use the browser to locate it for us. If we go down here under Places, we can see Current Project. Just right-click and choose Show in Finder or Explorer. If it's a set that's not open, try going to File, Open Recent, and then open it. And then use the Current Project right-click to locate it. If in the Recent Set submenu it's grayed out, that means that Live doesn't know where it is, and you either moved it, deleted it, or ejected the drive that it's on. In that case, use the search feature on your Mac or PC, and then make a note of where it is, and then move the whole folder into your dedicated projects folder or drive. Okay, that's it for now. In the next lesson, we're going to learn about Live's mixer.